Imagine you're a dog, a giant creature, 20 times bigger than you, controls when food appears, controls where you sleep, controls where you go. And somehow, it can open every door. What would you think that creature is? A parent? A friend? A god? Today, we're diving into one of the strangest questions in science. What do animals actually think humans are? And the answer is far weirder than most people imagine, because some animals think we're family, some think we're giant animals, some think we're walking trees, and one animal may believe we're part of its own body. Let's find out. Dogs. Do they think we're their parents? Let's start with the animal that knows humans better than any other. Dogs. For thousands of years, dogs have evolved beside us. But here's the surprising part. Research shows dogs often treat humans the way human babies treat their parents. When a dog feels scared, it looks for its owner. When it feels uncertain, it checks your reaction before acting. Scientists call this the secure base effect. Human children do exactly the same thing. But does your dog think you're a dog? Probably not. Dogs know humans smell different, look different, sound different, yet they still form family bonds with us, which means your dog likely sees you as something even more important than another dog, a trusted caregiver, a protector, a member of its pack. But dogs are easy. Cats are a whole different mystery. And what scientists discovered about cats shocked everyone. Cats. Do they think we're big, stupid cats? For years, people joked that cats think humans are giant cats. Funny enough, science suggests that might not be completely wrong. Cats raise their tails when greeting humans. They rub against our legs. They groom us with licks. These are behaviors they normally use with friendly cats. Interestingly, cats don't seem to change their social behavior very much around humans. Dogs act differently with people than with other dogs. Cats? Not so much. It's almost as if they treat us as oversized members of their social world. But here's the twist. Cats also know we're different. They learn our voices, recognize our routines, and even know when we're paying attention. So your cat probably doesn't think you're literally a cat. Instead, you might be something stranger, a giant, hairless, slightly incompetent cat that somehow provides food. But if cats see us as giant cats, what do birds see when they look at us? The answer reveals a hidden superpower many birds have: crows. The animals that study us. Imagine seeing a human once and remembering that face for years. Crows can do exactly that. Scientists wore different masks while interacting with wild crows. Some masks represented danger. Others represented safety. Years later, the crows still recognized the dangerous faces. Even more incredible? They taught other crows. Birds that had never met the researchers learned which humans to avoid. Think about that. Crows aren't just reacting to people. They're building mental profiles of us. To a crow, humans aren't simply large animals. We're individual characters. Some dangerous, some helpful, some trustworthy, some not. In a way, crows may understand human individuality better than many animals do. But if crows study us, there is another animal that treats us like moving pieces of the landscape itself: elephants, the human experts. In parts of Africa, elephants encounter different groups of people, and they can tell them apart, not just by sight, by voice. Experiments found that elephants reacted differently depending on who was speaking. Some voices represented greater danger. Others did not. Think about how advanced that is. An elephant isn't simply seeing human. It's categorizing different kinds of humans, almost like we categorize different kinds of animals. But elephants reveal something important. Animals don't necessarily ask, "What species is this?" Instead, they ask, "Is this creature dangerous? Can it help me? Should I avoid it?" And nowhere is this more obvious than in the ocean. Because dolphins may have one of the strangest views of humans ever discovered. Dolphins. The alien perspective dolphins understand that humans are intelligent. At least, as far as science can tell, they learn gestures. follow complex instructions, and often cooperate with people. But dolphins live in a world completely different from ours. They experience reality largely through sound. Using echolocation, they create detailed mental images from echoes. Imagine meeting a species that cannot breathe underwater, cannot swim very well, and constantly needs boats to survive at sea. To a dolphin, humans must seem incredibly strange, yet dolphins still recognize our intentions. They know when we're playing, helping, or communicating. Which raises an incredible question. Could some animals understand our minds better than we understand theirs? The next animal suggests the answer might be yes. Horses. Reading human emotions. Horses can read human facial expressions. They can tell the difference between angry and happy faces. They respond differently, depending on our emotions. Some studies even suggest they remember people's emotional expressions later. Think about that. A horse sees your face, stores that information, and changes its behavior because of it. Many animals react to what we do. Horses react to how we feel. It's almost as if they're reading the emotional weather around us, which leads to the biggest mystery of all. Do animals know that we are conscious? Do they realize we have thoughts just like they do? Scientists don't fully know. But one clue comes from our closest relatives, chimpanzees, seeing us as minds. Chimpanzees understand things that many animals don't. They know what others can see, what others know, and what others might be thinking. When chimps interact with humans, they often treat us as intentional beings, not moving objects, not simple animals, but agents with goals. This is incredibly important, because it suggests some animals may understand that humans have minds, maybe not exactly like their own, but minds nonetheless. And if that's true, then the question changes completely. Animals aren't asking, "What is that creature?" They're asking, "Who is that creature?" And that brings us to the most beautiful part of this story. The next time a dog waits by the door for you, a cat quietly watches you from across the room, a crow studies your face, or a horse looks into your eyes, remember this. You're not just observing an animal. That animal is observing you too, trying to understand what kind of being you are. A friend? A protector? A mystery? For thousands of years, humans have wondered what animals think. And maybe the most fascinating answer is this: they don't all see us the same way. Each species lives in its own universe. And in every one of those universes, humans play a different role. The truth is, we'll probably never know exactly what animals think we are, but every time an animal looks at us, we're getting a tiny glimpse into another world. And that might be one of the greatest mysteries on Earth. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more science stories that make you see the world differently.